Yo, what's going on, everybody, man? I hope that you all are having an amazing, blessed day. By the title and thumbnail, you already know what to expect. Hopefully you are able to learn something fruitful from today's video. Y'all make sure to spam the comments down below. Let's go ahead and get this video to 1,000 comments, and I hope you all enjoy, but let's get into this video.
This right here is the very first step of creating your makeup, ladies. Check this out. Yeah, this is fish, y'all. Yeah, I guarantee you it smells so good. Oh my goodness, this is what you guys are putting in your face. Look at this. So I slow it down for you guys. Check this out. Yep, that is definitely fish. There you go, ladies. So not only is fish the very first ingredient used in creating your makeup, but platelet-rich plasma is the second ingredient, y'all. These companies take your plasma and they ship it to these high-end makeup companies every single day, y'all. This is really where your blood and plasma donation is really going, to keeping these vampires alive. Platelet-rich plasma, or PRP treatment, which involves injecting a small amount of a patient's own blood to release various growth factors from platelets, continues to increase in popularity. The American Society of Plastic Surgeons has tracked the procedure since 2015 and reports a 25% increase in cosmetic PRP use in the last 4 years. So you guys literally have been putting fish and plasma on your face. Treatment using PRP show great promise for harnessing the body's own natural tissue repair process to help our patients achieve improved form and function. The increase in popularity could in part trace back to celebrities extolling the procedure's cosmetic benefits. You guys remember when Sandra Bullock said this?
And it pushes through the skin and ruptures the collagen and then boosts it. You look like a burn victim for a day, but then it pushes the
What are you pushing into the skin, Sarah? Sandra?
Sarah?
Carrie? What are you pushing into the skin?
Well, you push in whatever the facialist would like to insert into your pores.
But what is it?
It is an extraction from a piece of skin that came from a young person far, far away, and they somehow figured out how to extract.
It's foreskin from a Korean baby.
And then for the crowd to join in and laugh and cackle like that, how egregious. Sandra Bullock wasn't the only one that said this. Check this video out.
Right. I've had stem cells in the blood of a 2-year-old child injected into my skin, and my face still looks like this.
You need to be using fetus blood, Eddie. A little spritz of afterbirth, darling. Keep up, sweetie.
Y'all ladies heard that? Y'all need to keep up with the trend, and apparently you literally are, because hey, they putting fish and plasma in y'all makeup. I really want to know how many of you ladies really knew that, besides the ones that buy vegan makeup, because there is vegan makeup, y'all. So how many of you ladies really knew that?
That is an amazing question. How many of you ladies really knew that? This is something new for me. What about you?
U.S. military fired 1,430 rounds of artillery.
That's a lot.
At this, didn't take it down. You think what's going to handle over 1,000 artillery rounds and not go down?
Yeah.
This thing did not.
And did they miss that many times? Probably not.
They could not have. And again, this is it's an interesting case, and this did not come down, and it just glided off. And it was tracked on radar coming to the coast, so what are we talking about?
Exactly.
Not
and
Japanese
one
technology.
artillery shell would have knocked that thing out if
No
it were
question.
some kind of balloon.
Absolutely. So it's an unknown.
Tell me about UFOs for the 21st century mind.
You know, we can talk about UFOs in the 21st century. The thing about it is, many people may not be aware, UFO sightings have not gone away, not by any means.
I feel like that UFO sightings have always been a thing for thousands of years. It's just now they're trying to suppress it a lot more. But I do feel like that 2024, it's almost going to be impossible to suppress this type of information.
city underground. Now there are 131 active deep underground military bases in the United States.
And we don't know about none of them.
There's 1,477 of them worldwide. What you call high tech. We have nothing like this on the surface. These mega bases are gobbling up our gross national product. Right now we're spending 28% of the gross national product on building underground bases. Each one has an average cost of $17 to $19 billion. And the black budget is dead wrong. It sidesteps the United States Congress and its Constitution of its people and says you're a bunch of morons you don't need to know. Each one is built in the site. It used to be, it'd take a year to 2 years to build each one, and now they're capable of building a couple of them a year.
Wow.
This Area 51, S4, S2, a CIA base.
Looking like a movie off of Star Trek or something.
The high-speed railways, the magneto-leviton trains that connect all the deep underground military bases within the United States. It employs over 18,000 workers who work in shifts of 12 hours at a whack. Most of them working in cover of darkness. Each with an average capacity capable of basically a city underground, roughly 4¼ cubic miles hollowed out underground. They have boring machines, for instance. They don't bore, they literally vitrify and melt the rock.
I personally do not believe that they would even tell us how many bunkers or underground tunnels that they really have. They will only tell us about the ones that they want us to know about. I wonder what that is. So that is supposedly a Anunnaki gold book, and I'm guessing that it's made out of gold. Unfortunately, I don't really know how to read it, so I can say what the words were saying. But if anybody knows, could you please let us know down below?
I just go, how long do we have, on Earth? How long? And he goes, look, I don't know exactly. He says to me, I'm not the demolition team, and they don't disclose the date of detonation until they're within about a week or so. He goes, but I can tell you that I'm stationed out here for about the next decade, your time. And for a second, I consider, it crosses my mind. Should I stay here? Was this a sign? Like I accidentally escaped a doomed Earth, right? And I think about just staying here, seeking refuge, starting over, a new life.
Yeah, of course.
And I couldn't do it, man. I've got a family down here, right? But boy, what I walked into when I gotten back down there to Earth, what I had waiting for me, I tell you, staying up there didn't seem too bad. And so I jump on the next pod out. It goes straight down to Earth. And on my way back, I'm just thinking, thinking about everything I just saw, thinking about this kind of burden of knowledge, And, I didn't know what was scarier. The fact that there was a celestial group of beings out there facilitating our planet's demise, or the fact that I was the only guy that knew it.
That has to be some type of information to feel like that you're the only one that know, but I'm positive that he wasn't the only one that knew. He's possibly the only one that's regular that knew. But the higher elites, I know they know what's really going on. And like he said, I feel like one of the most scariest things are knowing that there are more celestial beings outside of just the human race, but none of us have met them yet, allegedly. Be honest, I thought it was finna start coming towards the screen, but I do feel like that this is potentially fake. I don't think that this is real. And trust me, I'm never just going with the mass opinion. I will call something fake or something's real, but I do personally feel like that this is fake.
Out there worshiping Lucifer. Didn't your mama teach you any better? What's that? You don't worship Lucifer? Oh, well, yes you do. And tonight proves it, even though you might not realize it. Today is New Year's Eve. And have you ever wondered why today is designated as the end of an old year and the beginning of a new? Moreover, have you ever wondered why a bunch of people go to New York City, get drunk, and watch as a ball drops from the top of a skyscraper to usher in the new year? That's a ritual, and they're performing it to Lucifer. A week ago, everybody got together and celebrated the winter solstice, December 21st through 24th, and ending on December 25th, Christmas Day, which is supposedly hearkening the birth of Christ. Now, 7 days later, they get together to perform another ritual to the new year. But to the casual observer, December 21st has no special significance whatsoever. But to somebody who is aware of the ancient art of astrotheology and how the movements of the heavens correlate to the allegorical lives of the gods, December 31st is a very important day. At approximately midnight, the brightest star in the sky, Sirius, has what's called its culmination, meaning the brightest star in the sky is at its highest point for the year at midnight tonight. The movement of Sirius through the sky was especially important to the ancient Egyptians and their mystery school traditions. They even had a calendar to it called the Sothic calendar. It's believed that the Egyptians started to represent this star as a dog because of a dog's inherent ability to warn you of impending danger. Every year at the beginning of the Sothic calendar, around the middle of July, Sirius would start to poke up above the horizon before dawn. This was the time of the year when the Nile would start to rise, become dangerous. So everybody that was around the Nile would see this as a warning that the guard dog of the heavens had warned them, had barked to let them know of the dangers of the rising waters and that it was time to move their families and get up to safety. This concept of the watchdog was present in the Egyptian god Anubis, the jackal or dog-headed one, who was always the faithful companion of Osiris, Isis, and Horus during their allegorical celestial life cycle. This procession of the gods can be seen in the great celestial drama that plays out in the sky tonight, when Orion, or Osiris, with his 3 belt stars, comes up over the horizon shortly after sundown. He's followed by Anubis, or Sirius, and at midnight they have their culmination. Later, towards daybreak, Virgo, the Virgin, or Isis, gives a virgin birth to the son of God, Horus. This tradition is still echoed in Freemasonry, where the Masons have a symbol called the blazing star, which is representative of Sirius and of prudence, the virtue of being on the lookout for any dangers coming your way and acting accordingly. Now this is where things start to get spicy, because later on in Latin, Sirius began to be called Lucifer, literally the light bringer. But a Lucifer wasn't just the name of one celestial body. It was the name of anything that was bright and shining that came up before the sun during the year. And there were 2 celestial bodies that did that, Venus and Sirius. And this duality of female and male celestial bodies, fallen angels, is why Lucifer is seen as a divine androgyne, a hermaphrodite, having the qualities of both male and female. This rising before dawn is also why Lucifer was called the morning star, which is curiously also a name that Jesus supposedly called himself. I will leave that one alone because I don't want to trigger too many of these. So now that you know the significance of all these in all the ancient cultures, let's take a look at the ritual that's happening tonight in New York City. Right now, there's about a gajillion drunk, obnoxious idiots standing around in the rat-infested cancer that we call New York City. And they're all standing there being entertained by whoever the big-name Hollywood person is of the day, Jimmy Kimmel, or Taylor Swift, or Taylor Kimmel, or whoever is there to distract the peons from the mundanities of their pathetic lives. But one thing is certain, they're all standing there looking up at this big building with a ball on top, waiting for it to drop at midnight. That big building is called 1 Times Square. That's literally the address. It's 1 Times Square. And curiously enough, 1 Times Square is 111 meters tall. 1111. The ball is 12 foot in diameter and sits on a spire on top of this building. It's surrounded by Waterford crystal and lit up by LED lights, and everybody stands down in Times Square and looks up at this ball. And that would be approximately here in the middle of this yellow area. Now these are the streets that they have cordoned off for this event, and that's telling in itself, because the middle is 48th Street, and it goes down to 37th Street, which is 11, and then it goes up to 59th Street, which is 11. So 2 boxes of 11 bisected by a 7. So 11, 11, and 7 with a tower that's 111 meters. Yeah. And the best part is that everybody standing down there in Times Square is looking south at this building, and directly behind the ball in the sky is Sirius and Osiris at midnight. And if New York City wasn't such a light-polluted cesspool, you'd be able to see it. And isn't that just the joke of modern society, that it's the blind leading the blind, that people are just perpetuating these old rituals that they don't understand? So let me just leave everybody with this. Every day is the beginning of a new year. And if you don't like rituals and traditions and other assorted nonsense that you were programmed with since you were a kid and expected to conform to, just get rid of it. There's a lot of silly shit going on in the world right now because people are holding on too tightly to ancient beliefs that just retard the human mind and spirit. And I don't know if a lot of people ever tell you this, but your life means something. You matter, and you matter to me. The debate has gone on forever between spiritualists and materialists, and I think both sides are wrong. You're not just some cosmic mistake, and you weren't born with original sin because that's not real. Jesus ain't coming back because Jesus never existed. No one's coming here to help you, your family, and your loved ones except you. If those old beliefs and ways of being don't serve you, make you kinder, happier, better, wealthier, a better person to serve yourself, your family, and the people around you, then get rid of them. And don't you dare give an apology to anybody for doing it. Your life is worth it, and you're better than this. It's a sad state of affairs where humanity has been so beaten down that they think they need to ask authority and experts for permission to take a shit. But you don't need to ask anybody for permission to live your life or do anything the way you want to. You're a sovereign human being, and you don't need to go along with the crowd. So from me and the whole team here at Museum of Tarot, we're sending you all the love in the world, and we hope you go out and make 2024 the best goddamn year.
Hold on. Something stood out to me that he said. He said that the Most High God was not real. And I personally know my beliefs, and no hate to anybody else's beliefs, but I know who I follow, I know who my God is. So to each his own.
I'm sure by now many of you have heard that there was a huge police presence down in Miami. Now the word is that there was a scuffle between kids, or there was this altercation between teenage kids or whatever in the mall. But I've never in my life have seen this much police presence and activity for a scuffle between kids in a mall. No. And the funny thing is, usually at this point, we would see videos of what went on. Instagram, social media, everything. TikTok would be filled with videos of what happened in the mall. But we don't see anything. Funny thing is also that there are people that said that they saw 8 to 10 feet creatures in the mall. And that people were pop, 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 blasting away. Not at each other. No, at these creatures. But again, we don't have any footage of any of that. It's almost like all the footage was confiscated. And whether that's true or not, I don't know. We haven't seen any evidence of it. But I've never, ever, ever have seen this much police activity or presence for a scuffle or problem with kids in a mall. That's like every single cop. Every single police officer is out here. The year's just started, people. Be safe out there.
That is pretty confusing to me that this caused a crazy uproar on social media and there has not been any surveillance footage released out of just what both A and B sides have been saying thus far about the situation.
You remember when Donald Trump was giving a press conference in front of the White House and he said, I caught them all. Okay, what did he mean by that? Who knows? But one of the main things that he did during his presidency is that he started Space Force. Okay, what is Space Force's main weaponry? All right, and this one you could fact check me on. Before this, a lot of the computing was done on binary computing. They had some quantum, but the United States invested a lot in quantum computing. The bad guy, so to speak, was sending messages with quantum computing, and it was too fast. So the binary ones weren't able to intercept them. Now with Space Force, all this communication that was going all over the place could be properly tracked. Okay, what does that mean? Who knows? But it's very interesting. Do you remember in Back to the Future? I love it when Doc goes, when you see it hit 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious.
So I'm guessing when Trump was saying that he caught them all, possibly thinking it could have been through some type of advanced technology. But other than that, I'm not too sure on what he was talking about. Can anybody that's more informed on this type of situation let us know down below, please?
Are you part of the Illuminati?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Are you part of the Illuminati?
Oh, shit. Yeah.
Is that really the truth?
No.
Final question.
Hey, what's up, guys? Taylor from Remnant Warrior Podcast here. Hey, I want to remind people that, I saw the stuff going on in Miami, Florida here with the whole alien thing. Hey, what's up, guys? Taylor from Remnant Warrior Podcast here. Hey, I want to remind people that, I saw the stuff going on in Miami, Florida here with the whole alien thing. We are in the last days. We're going to see more of this stuff happening more and more. What eventually will happen is these fallen angels, these creatures, these hybrids, principalities of darkness. There's many different stuff that work for the kingdom of darkness, but also God has his as well. Now, these beings Some of them will try to portray themselves as good, or they're trying to help humanity, or we created you and stuff. Don't fall for that lie. This has been a long time coming, and there is the only thing that we need to keep our focus on is Jesus, and know that we are dealing with, evil. We either can serve evil or good, and there's a lot of stuff that will come on this earth that these fallen angel beings and principalities of old will start to collide with society, and they're going to live amongst us. If you ever see that District movie, it's like District 8 or District 9, I forget. It will kind of be like that. People will accept these evil entities and stuff. They'll try to work with them. They'll believe the lie. They want nothing but to cause harm, destruction, and lies, because they're of their father, the devil, which, they're going to try to deceive humanity. This is all part of the great deception in the last days. Don't be deceived. These beings, creatures, and dark principalities of old, and all the subgenres and below of what stuff is, they either work for Satan or God. There's many different types of beings and all that stuff, but remember, the only thing we should be praising is Yahweh. Don't believe the strong delusion and the lies here in the last days, because it's going to get serious, man. That we're going to see these creatures walk in open daylight. Like, they're not going to care anymore, because they know that the devil's time is running short. So they got to speed up this disclosure process, because the government isn't doing it fast enough. So they want their agenda fulfilled, which is, they want to dominate over society and try to deceive society into believing in them and praising them as gods. And they might have temporary power from the devil and stuff like that, and they can do all sorts of stuff, but they want nothing other than to kill, steal, and destroy and lie to you. So we're going to see a lot more stuff happening. Like, I've already had videos where I've seen stuff in the sky and stuff as well, but we're living in the last days. Keep your eyes on Jesus, man. All right, God bless.
Yeah, man, I feel like this was pretty cool. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down below. I feel like I've learned something new as well. If you made it to the end of the video, you already know. Spam the comments down below with blue hearts. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, but more importantly, I'll see you all tomorrow.